It's like, well, if that's the case, Lewis, pump some money back into Africa. So welcome back to the channel, everybody, and let's talk about Lewis Hamilton. Seen some of the comments he's made this week, and I'm under the impression that he's trolling everybody. I think he might be an even bigger troll than Shrek. So, just to get things all out there in the open, I'm quite a fan of Lewis Hamilton. I've followed his career. I do like a bit of Formula 1. I used to be a massive fan in the 90s, and used to go to all the races at Silverstone, Belgium, blah blah blah. So let's talk about Lewis Hamilton. So Lewis Hamilton has he's seen what's happened to George Floyd out in America, and obviously him being a black man it's made him very, very angry. He couldn't contain his rage, apparently. So he's also noticed that in his sphere in Formula 1, he's noticed that there isn't many people from ethnic minorities or women in Formula 1. Funny old thing. And he wants to change that. So what they've done is, over here, him and the Mercedes people have decided, she's fanning around, isn't she, to paint the cars black and their uniforms black to highlight racism. Because, like, racism, as you know, in Formula 1 is rife. It's absolutely horrific. And as you know, if he's trying to highlight racism and for people in America, Americans don't watch Formula 1. Actually, not too many people watch Formula 1 anymore because it's pretty boring these days. So let's just run through Lewis Hamilton. So let's just go back and look at where he comes from with that. Lewis Hamilton, he's obviously born in the UK, he's got a white mum, black dad, comes from Stevenage, brought up on a council estate. Oh, just before we go any further, I just want to say how stunning and brave of you, Lewis and Mercedes. Hold that thought, Mercedes. So yes, like I said, brought up in the UK, and obviously was got into the go-karting scene, and then was I think he was signed by McLaren when he was like 13 years old to Ron Dennis. They saw that he was pretty good at racing, and to be a Formula 1 driver, you've got to be in that top, what, 1%, 2% of drivers. So what he's achieved is amazing. Now obviously he's 6 times now world champion, amazing. Earns, we're talking you roughly $50 million, could be more than that. Net worth 285 million, I think they said, this year. Could be more, could be up to 500 million, who knows. He's dated a string of sexy ladies, and I've got to question his judgment here, because he was seeing Nicole Scherzinger, lovely lady, and obviously Binder. So let's get back to it. So yeah, Mercedes. So he's back in the BLM, Black Lives Matter, which is, you know, fair enough. He's entitled to do all of this. Needs to do his homework on them though. And so they've painted the cars black, uniforms are going to black to highlight racism, and they need more black people and people, well, not just black people, but people of diverse cultures. This is Formula 1, in Formula 1, and ladies. This is Formula 1, right? Formula 1 that is all over the world. Tracks all over the world. The teams are from all over the world. Predominantly, a lot of them are English teams because we're fucking good at it. And yeah, so my next point is, so it's back to BLM who want to defund the police and want to pull down statues of slavers and all this. So by that rationale, I think he needs to look at the Mercedes team that he's racing for. Now Mercedes' track record, if we rewind 60, 65, 70 years back to the 1930s, and there was a young man, a lunatic called Adolf Hitler, who was rising to prominence in Germany. Now But then owners of Mercedes back then, which was Gunther Quandt, I've got a massive lot of notes here, haven't I? And his son actually got pretty friendly with Adolf Hitler. And in fact, they were that friendly with him that they supplied him with his car. And that car was the Mercedes Grand Tourer, or to put that in German words, it was the Mercedes-Benz 770K Grosser, yeah, Grand Tourer. Grosser Offener Tourenberg. That's right, Tourenwagen, sorry, Tourenwagen. So that's the Mercedes-Benz, oh, wait now, Jim. I'm going to crash here, and I'm too busy fucking looking at my notes. Around this roundabout. Can't do two, I can't multitask. Right, so the Mercedes-Benz 770K Grosser Offener Tourenwagen. Right, not only did they supply Adolf Hitler, also Hermann Göring, Mussolini and the Japanese leader Hirohito at the time. The axis of evil, the fascists, the racists. So yeah, and not only that, obviously the war kicked off, and Mercedes-Benz actually benefited massively from that, because when Hitler was kicking out all the Jews and taking over their businesses, he gave them to his businesses and that to Mercedes-Benz. Yeah, let that one sink in. So not only that, Mercedes provide the engines for the tanks, submarines, motorcycles, aircraft. They also used, and these are just facts, you can look these up on the internet, 60,000 concentration camp workers in their factories. So Mercedes-Benz during World War II profited massive from the Nazi war machine. Also, a couple of years ago, not only that, Lewis Hamilton, his uniform, oh look at that car up front, oh my god, yeah that van, you're right mate, what a fucking bellend. Yeah, so their uniform was made by Hugo Boss. Hugo Boss, who were they, you might add Jim? Well, they made the uniforms during World War II for the Nazi Party, for the Gestapo and everybody else. They've now moved into Formula E, and I think Lewis Hamilton now has Tommy Hilfiger, I think, make their uniform. Lewis Hamilton's now going on, yeah, I want to highlight racism and all the rest of it. Well, I've got a couple of points for you then, Lewis Hamilton. So, like we're saying with the whole movement, with the, what do you call it, Black Lives Matter, I've got a biker behind me. If that's the issue, right, then I think you should be to, oh, got to be fucking indicator on as well. If this is the issue, you need to, why don't you stop racing for Mercedes? Because they were in bed with the Nazi Party during World War II, and they profited massive from the deaths of millions and millions of Jewish people and people of other races as well. Why don't you stop racing for Mercedes? Why don't you out Mercedes for who they are? They wouldn't be where they are today if they hadn't. They did a name change. They now call themselves Mercedes-Benz rather than Daimler. I think it was Daimler-Benz or Daimler Mercedes back in the 30s, and they changed that in the 60s. Why don't you out them for that, Lewis? I'm talking to you, Lewis. Why don't you out them for that? I'm not going to get into a rant about it. There you go. Because it's disgraceful, isn't it? So yeah, so a couple of points for you there then, Lewis. Yeah, if you feel that strongly about it, stop driving for fucking Mercedes, mate. Also, if you feel that badly about it, now he does do some good charity stuff, UNICEF, Great Ormond Street. He's also set up a fund, the Lewis Hamilton Fund, to help underprivileged people. But with the billions and millions that he's got, every time I turn the telly on, I'm always getting bombarded with people in Africa that still haven't got clean water, haven't got getting issues with the tsetse flies. It's like, well, if that's the case, Lewis, pump some money back into Africa. Stop living in a tax haven in Monaco where you're not paying your UK taxes, and you know, you want to get serious about this, changing the colour of your car and your uniform in an elitist sport like Formula 1 isn't going to have any impact whatsoever. It just beggars belief. I can't believe how mental 2020 is going. So anyway, yeah, that's my thoughts on that. What are your thoughts on that? If you got any, stick them in the comments box down below. It's a very inflammatory conversation, isn't it? Subject. Very inflammatory. It's like you've got to tread very carefully on what you say, especially these days. So, on that note, I hope Lewis Hamilton wins another championship. That'd be amazing. But he just needs to calm down, mate. Also, sort your dress sense out. You look like a clown. But is he trolling us? Put that down in the comments box below. Anyway, I'm going to end this video here because it's going on and on and on. It's going to get boring. So, like I always say, give us a thumbs up if you like the video. If you haven't already subscribed, smash subscribe to my channel. That would be amazing. Also, hit the notification bell, and then in the notification bell you get some options. Hit all if you want to get notified by me every fucking 2 minutes when I upload a video. And that, my friends, while I go around here, is Jim Diesel out.